Have you ever noticed that most people spend their entire lives chasing money and opportunities, and yet remain trapped in the same financial problems? It seems paradoxical, doesn't it? But here's the truth that almost no one tells you. Before wealth appears, subtle signs show up every day, and most people simply ignore it. But first of all, sign up. While you think you need to work harder or try to push your luck, there are small moments, silent, almost imperceptible, that can transform your financial future if you know how to recognize and use them. Imagine waking up and realizing that opportunities that previously went unnoticed are now appearing before you, almost like magic. Except it's not magic. It's the science of the mind. And best of all, you can start. Tonight, before going to sleep, with simple steps that millionaires have been applying for decades. Before wealth arrives, there are always signs, and almost no one notices them. There's a little spoken truth. Wealth never arrives with a bang. Before the money appears, things begin to happen. Subtle signs. Almost silent, these thoughts go unnoticed by those who live on autopilot. Perhaps you've felt this before. A persistent idea before bed. A creative nagging that won't let you switch off. That strange feeling that something is about to change. But you can't quite explain it. These signs aren't mystical or lucky. They're direct responses from the mind when it starts operating on another level. The problem is that most people ignore these warnings because they're too busy trying to force their brains to shut down. Few people realize it, but the moment before sleep is like a corridor between two worlds. There, defenses fall, the rational filter relaxes, and the mind begins to speak louder, in its own way. Have you noticed how good ideas appear precisely when you lay your head on the pillow? It's not a coincidence. It's not random. It's in this state that signs appear disguised as loose thoughts, fleeting images, or even a slight discomfort, as if something were asking for attention. Ignoring this is like receiving an important warning and turning your face away. Here's a crucial point. Those who prosper learn to listen before bed, don't get distracted. While many escape the silence by scrolling through their phones, others use these minutes to observe what arises in their minds. A simple question changes everything. What is trying to be born here? Sometimes it's a business idea, sometimes a change of course, sometimes a decision you've been putting off. These are the first signs of wealth, and in the next point, you'll understand why nighttime is the perfect environment for them to appear. Why does the mind reveal paths when the world is silent? There's a profound reason why so many answers appear when everything is quiet. During the day, the mind is busy reacting. Notifications, problems, demands, constant external noise. At night, when the world slows down, something curious happens. The mind stops reacting and begins to connect the dots. It is in this space that ideas emerge that never appear amidst the rush of daily life. It's not magic, it's pure mental functioning, working behind the scenes. When you lie down, your brain enters a different mode. More creative, more associative, less logical. It begins to piece together experiences, memories, desires, and frustrations like loose pieces of a puzzle. That's why sometimes a simple solution emerges out of nowhere, or an old idea takes on a new form. Those who understand this don't try to force thoughts before bed. They simply create space. Less noise, more listening. It seems simple, but almost no one does it. Here's the point that almost no one realizes. The mind only reveals paths to those who are willing to, not running away from the silence. If you get distracted until you fall asleep, you miss the moment when your thoughts try to show you possibilities. A simple practice can change everything. Lying down for a few minutes without stimuli, simply observing your thoughts without judgment. It's not about controlling, it's about allowing. And in the next point, you'll discover how to transform these loose ideas into clear signals that point to real opportunities. The invisible mistake that blocks the signs before prosperity. Here's where a silent mistake comes in that almost everyone makes without realizing it. When they lie down to sleep, most people take the same worries from the day to bed. Bills, fear, anxiety, comparisons, that unresolved conversation. It seems harmless, but it's not. This habit trains the mind to keep going in circles, looking for problems instead of solutions. The mind doesn't rest, it just changes shifts. And what you feed it at that moment, it multiplies while you sleep. Perhaps you've experienced this. Waking up tired, even after sleeping for hours, with a heavy feeling first thing in the morning. This happens because your mind has spent the entire night reinforcing scarcity, tension, and urgency. It wasn't sleep that failed, it was the programming. Before wealth manifests externally, it needs to stop being sabotaged internally. Prosperity isn't born in a constantly alert mind. It's born in a focused mind, even when it seems relaxed. There's a simple, almost counterintuitive twist here. Instead of using the bed as an extension of the problems, it needs to become a focal point. Internal alignment, a small adjustment can change the game. Consciously choosing a better thought before bed, even if everything isn't resolved yet. It's not about pretending everything is okay, it's about deciding what your mind will work on while you're not conscious. And in the next point, you'll understand how to give this direction in a practical way, effortlessly and without mysticism. How to give clear instructions to your mind while you sleep. This is where the turning point occurs, that separates those who only dream from those who begin to see real results. The mind works like a search system. It responds better when it receives clear instructions, not vague requests. Saying, "I want to improve my life," is like throwing a bottle into the ocean without a destination. Now, saying something specific before bed changes everything. It's a whole different game. The mind understands direction, not loose wishes. Perhaps you've never stopped to think about it, but your mind is used to receiving orders all day long, almost always negative orders. Don't forget this. This will go wrong. Tomorrow will be difficult. At night, these phrases keep playing. The change begins when you switch the type of command. Something simple, said in a low voice or mentally like, "Show me ways to increase my income," or "I want to see opportunities I'm ignoring." It's not prayer, it's not magic, it's conscious focus at the right moment. The curious thing is that you don't wake up with money falling from the sky, but you wake up different. Ideas emerge, conversations make more sense, opportunities catch your attention where they previously went unnoticed. That's how it works. The mind spends the night silently connecting the dots. And in the next point, you'll understand why remembering past victories before bed accelerates this process impressively. Revisiting achievements, the hidden fuel of the subconscious mind. Before going to sleep, the mind needs more than just instructions. It needs internal tests reminding yourself that you are capable. Revisiting small achievements of the day, the week, or even the past fuels your subconscious mind to work in your favor. Imagine showing your mind, "Look, I can do it, I deserve it, I am capable." This completely changes the type of opportunities you start noticing while you sleep. Small details like a compliment received, a project well done, or even that unexpected sale make a huge difference. It's incredible how something so simple is ignored by so many. Many people go to bed reliving mistakes, debts, problems, and the mind, like an echo, multiplies these difficulties. But those who revisit even brief, even discrete successes begin to create a pattern of perceiving abundance. It's almost like training the mind to see the world in a different way. You start to see solutions where before you only saw obstacles, and this happens silently, without conscious effort. A practical example that works very well is writing down 3 small victories of the day in a notebook before bed. It doesn't have to be grand. A smile you brought to someone's face, a good deal closed, a difficult task accomplished. Recording this creates a kind of mental map of prosperity, preparing the ground for what will come tomorrow. And here's a powerful detail. When the mind wakes up, it already has internal evidence to act on, ready to transform signals into real opportunities. In the next step, you'll discover how to combine all of this into a nightly ritual that continuously enhances wealth. The nightly ritual that transforms signs into real opportunities. Everything we've seen so far starts to connect when you create a conscious night ritual. It's nothing mystical, it's simple. A few minutes before bed, you prepare your mind like a garden. First, take a deep breath, shutting out external distractions. Then, revisit small victories, visualize opportunities, and give clear instructions to your subconscious. This ritual acts as a bridge between the signs that appeared during the day and the actions you will take tomorrow. Those who do this leave nothing to chance. Each thought planted at night grows silently. Imagine your mind as a detective, always searching for clues. Every visualization, every affirmation, every positive memory is a clue it will use to build solutions while you sleep. A practical example. Before closing your eyes, mentally or on paper, write down 3 specific financial goals for the next few days. Visualize what you want to receive and how you want to act. You don't need to think about the how exactly. Just give your mind the direction, and it will take care of creating invisible paths for you. Another way to enhance the ritual is to use vivid mental images. It's not enough to imagine superficially. See details, colors, sounds, sensations, even smells if you can. For example, if you want an important client, imagine the meeting happening, the presentation flowing, the satisfied client's smile. The more real you feel, the more your mind understands that it's possible and begins to create corresponding opportunities. And in the next section, you'll discover how to carry this practice into the following morning, completing the cycle of mental productivity and wealth. The strategic morning, programming the first thought of the day. What you do in the first few minutes after waking up defines how your mind will act for the rest of the day. Many people wake up, and even before opening their eyes, are immersed in worries, negative news, accumulated messages, to-do lists. That's where the difference between those who thrive and those who merely survive is revealed. A small adjustment, however, can change everything. Waking up and directing your thoughts towards gratitude, opportunities, and prosperity. Imagine waking up and, before looking at your phone, dedicating 5 minutes to visualizing how you want your day to unfold. See opportunities arising, people contributing, situations resolving themselves. Feel the emotion as if it were already happening. This is not an illusion, it's instruction for the subconscious, which is more receptive in this state between sleep and wakefulness. Small details make a huge difference. The brain begins to filter information, perceiving opportunities that would otherwise go unnoticed. A practical example. Upon waking, repeat 3 specific affirmations about prosperity or financial opportunities. It can be something simple like, "Today I recognize and seize opportunities for growth," or "My mind finds creative solutions to generate income." Done daily, the brain begins to look for evidence to support these affirmations. Imagine the power of combining the nightly ritual with this morning practice. In the next section, you will understand how to maintain this consistency and transform these habits into tangible results. The consistency that transforms signs into concrete wealth. Knowledge without action yields no results. No matter how incredible the signs, the nightly and morning exercises, everything only becomes real when you maintain the consistency. Repeating the steps daily creates a mental pattern that the subconscious mind recognizes as the rule, not the exception. This causes opportunities that previously went unnoticed to now appear frequently, and the brain is ready to act on them naturally. Think of it this way. If you plant seeds once, maybe some will grow. If you plant every day, you create a robust garden. Each visualization, Each review of achievements and each daily affirmation is a seed. A practical example: noting small progress and perceived opportunities each day, even if they seem insignificant, reinforces the perception of abundance. Over time, this practice generates quiet confidence, and more assertive decisions begin to happen automatically. The cumulative effect is fascinating. You start to notice patterns, opportunities that previously seemed invisible, and people who enter your life at the right time. It's almost as if the universe is aligning elements that previously seemed disconnected. But be aware, this transformation requires discipline and patience, because the mind responds to repeated and consistent signals. In the next topic, you will learn how to combine all of this into one complete ritual integrating night and morning to maximize financial results. Integrating night and morning, the complete ritual of a prosperous mind. When you combine what you do before bed with the first few minutes after waking up, you create a powerful cycle of mental programming. This isn't about guesswork or quick tricks. It's about preparing your mind to perceive opportunities, generate ideas, and make decisions that foster prosperity. Each habit complements the other. At night, you plant seeds. In the morning, you water them, observe, and direct your energy toward what matters. Imagine the mind is like an engine. If it receives quality fuel constantly, it runs better and faster. If you combine nightly visualizations, reviews of achievements, and clear instructions with morning gratitude and specific affirmations, the engine revs up. A practical example: before going to sleep, visualize receiving an unexpected financial opportunity. Upon waking, dedicate 5 minutes to feeling this achievement as real. This alignment transforms the perception of signals into concrete actions during the day. The impact of this goes far beyond money. Decisions become faster, intuition sharpens, and you begin to recognize doors that were previously invisible. Each day reinforces the habit, and the mind begins to expect abundance, not problems. It's a virtuous cycle that transforms signs, ideas, and desires into tangible results. And in the next point, you'll discover how to apply this ritual in a simple and practical way, without complications, to start seeing real changes. Applying the ritual daily, transforming habit into prosperity. The key lies not only in knowing the steps, but in turn them into a daily habit. The mind needs repetition to internalize new ways of thinking. If you practice only sporadically, the signs will continue to appear, but many opportunities will go unnoticed. Therefore, discipline and consistency are as important as the ritual itself. Each well-spent night and morning strengthens the programming for prosperity. A simple way to apply this is to create a fixed routine. 5 minutes before bed for visualization, revisiting small victories and giving clear instructions, and 5 minutes upon waking for gratitude, affirmations, and anticipating opportunities. It may seem like a small amount, but this consistency is what creates exponential results. A real-life example: people who have adopted this practice report noticing business ideas, valuable contacts, and financial solutions that previously went unnoticed as if they were coincidences. Furthermore, keeping a record helps a lot. A notebook of insights, opportunities, and ideas that arise during the night or morning creates a tangible history of your progress. Over time, you notice patterns and learn to recognize signs before they become concrete evidence. This practice doesn't require magic, just attention and discipline. And each day you maintain this ritual increases the chance of transforming small signs into real and consistent prosperity. Now that we've covered the 10 topics, we're ready to move on to video introduction. Now that you know all the secrets of the night and morning ritual, the real question is, are you going to put this into practice, or are you going to continue waiting for luck to solve your financial problems? Think about the opportunities that passed you by while you ignored the signals your own mind was sending. The difference between those who prosper and those who remain in scarcity lies in the decision to act, and to act. Consistently, try it today. Review your small achievements, visualize opportunities, and repeat your affirmations of prosperity. Don't wait for a perfect moment, because it will never come. I want you to reflect. How many times have you let ideas, contacts, or opportunities slip away simply because you didn't pay attention to the signs? Imagine the impact it would have if, every night, you planted clear and positive thoughts, and every morning you reaped the fruits of that mental preparation. Each day you maintain this practice is one more step towards the financial life you've always wanted. And remember, the secret is not in working more, but in working in a way that intelligent, strategic, and targeted, harnessing the power of your mind. So tell me in the comments, what will be the first action you take tonight before bed to transform the signs into real opportunities? Are you ready to see results that previously seemed impossible? And don't forget, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, because each new video is a chance to strengthen your mental programming and accelerate your journey towards prosperity. Now it's up to you. The signs are there, but only those who decide to act will truly reap the rewards.